However, an excellent 10-minute revelation final night time by David Letterman right here on the Ed Sullivan Theater. He advised his audience he had allegedly been the victim of tried blackmail. The actual David Letterman became nothing like his TV individual. At the back of the jokes became a man who cheated on his wife with multiple personnel contributors, bullied lady guests till they cried, and were given stuck in a $2 million blackmail scandal. But did he face outcomes? Nope. He simply retreated to his considerable 108-acre USA palace that Maximum Americans should by no means consider owning. David Letterman became born on April 12, 1947 in Indianapolis, Indiana. His father, Harry Joseph Letterman, became a florist. His mother, Dorothy, worked as a church secretary. He grew up inside the Broad Ripple neighborhood no longer, a ways from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway that sparked a love for racing that stayed with him for life. As a kid, Letterman had a natural talent for making people giggle. He sought after his father's potential to inform jokes and entertain a crowd. However, there has been constantly a feel of fear within the return of his mind. When Letterman turned into young, his father suffered a coronary heart attack at 36. Although he survived, the enjoy left a lasting impact. The concern of losing him in no way sincerely diminished in 1973. While Letterman turned into 26, his father had a second heart attack and failed to live on at Broad Ripple High School. Letterman's humorousness have become extra apparent. He wasn't the fine student, however. He had a manner of making humans snort. He worked element time as an inventory boy at Atlas Supermarket while attending school. He initially desired to go to Indiana University, however, didn't have the grades. One studied the history of 56. As a substitute, he enrolled at Ball State University in Muni. On the time it, in all likelihood, felt like settling for less. However, that decision shaped his future. Letterman majored in telecommunications at Ball State's Department of Radio and TV. He later joked that he became a C student, and in 1985, he even created a scholarship for students with average grades at the same time as his academics were unremarkable. His love for broadcasting became growing. He joined the Sigma Chi fraternity and began operating at the campus radio station WLBST. However, his humor got him into problem. While writing biographies of classical composers, he delivered jokes. He claimed Claude Debussy wrote track for Claire Delon and all their little loons station control failed to locate it funny. After just 1 week, Letterman became fired. That did not forestall him. Decided to maintain working in radio, he and some few classmates started their very own station, WAMM 570, which later have become WCD. This gave him the creative freedom he desired. Step by step, he began finding his comedic voice in 1969. After graduating from Ball State, Letterman landed a job at WLWI-TV in Indianapolis, now called WTHR. He worked as a climate guy, but his method changed into a ways from conventional. He added jokes to his forecasts, congratulating a tropical storm for being upgraded to a storm and warning visitors approximately hail the scale of canned hams. His unconventional fashion made him stand out. Together with weather reporting, he hosted a Saturday morning children's show and worked as an overdue nighttime film host, but it turned into clean that regular broadcasting wasn't the proper fit for him. His humor became too unpredictable. In 1975, David Letterman packed up his existence in Indianapolis and moved to Los Angeles. It wasn't just a trade of address, it became a jump into the unknown. His spouse Michelle Cook and his Sigma Chi fraternity friends endorsed him to take the threat he left in the back of a constant job as a radio communique show host and set out for something larger. Their belongings went into Letterman's crimson pickup cup truck, a vehicle he hung onto for decades, and they drove West Los Angeles within the mid-70s, become the middle of the comedy world. The Tonight Show had moved from New York to Burbank in 1972, and comedians from across the USA rushed to the town hoping for a shot at fame. Letterman started small, performing at locations like the Showbiz Bar run by means of Murray Langston, who later had become well-known because the unknown comedian money was tight, and he lived in North Hollywood at the same time as attempting to break into the scene. But his short wit and dry humor stood out. Jimmy Walker, celebrity of Good Times, noticed his talent and hired him to put in writing jokes along Jay Leno and Louis Anderson by way of 1977 Letterman's marriage to Michelle, 2017. However, Letterman's actual impact wasn't just in awards, it was inside the way he changed past-due nighttime television. He turned absurdity into comedy gold with segments like Silly Pet Hints and Pinnacle 10 lists. He made his band chief, Paul Schaefer, a superstar in his personal. His interviews had been unpredictable. Once in a while, they have been hilarious. Sometimes they turned awkward, however. They were in no way boring. He formed a generation of comedians. Jon Stewart, Jimmy Kimmel, and Stephen Colbert have all credited him as a chief influence, while Letterman retired. Many assumed he could fade from the highlight. Alternatively, he released My Subsequent Visitor, Needs No Creation, on Netflix in 2018. This changed into an extraordinary sort of show. There has been no table, no band, no sidekick, rather. Every episode centered on a single intensity interview. His first visitor became Barack Obama, marking Obama's first interview after leaving office over the following couple of seasons. Letterman sat down with guests like Malala Wi-Fi, Billy Ish, and Vladimir Zelensky in 2022. He traveled to Kiev to interview Zelensky inside the center of the war with Russia. The episode turned into a clear sign of ways Lots My Next Visitor had evolved. It wasn't just a talk display, it became a platform for critical conversations. Letterman's capacity to combine 3140 humor with significant discussion made the collection one in all Netflix's most successful speak, suggests it earned a couple of Emmy nominations and proved he could still connect to audiences in a totally new layout. Beyond TV, Letterman has remained deeply concerned with Ball State University, where he graduated in 1969. Over time, he has donated more than 1,000 portions of memorabilia to the college. A lot of these items are displayed within the David Letterman Revel in a showcase housed within the university's communique and media. Constructing his contributions cross beyond memorabilia. He has funded scholarships for college kids pursuing careers in media and installed a lecture collection that has added huge names like Oprah Winfrey and Rachel Matt to campus far from the cameras. Letterman's Retreat is his massive property in North Salem, New York. The asset spans 108 acres and capabilities, a 7,816 feet mansion with 6 bedrooms and 6 toilets constructed in 1986. The house combines traditional layout with present-day luxury. It includes a 32-59 swimming pool, a pool house, and a couple of guest homes. Letterman purchased 88 acres in 1994 for $5 million, then bought some other 20 acres in 2007 for nearly $5 million extra. Nowadays, the property is envisioned to be worth $6,200,000, even though its value has probably grown due to its celeb owner. Letterman did not just retire, he evolved. He left behind the desk, but not the conversations. He stepped far from network TV, however, located a brand new home in streaming. He stays one of the maximum influential figures in enjoyment, proving that reinvention, 44 is just every other bankruptcy in a super profession.